Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Raising Smart Digital Kids. This is our session. My name is Diana Silvas. I work for the Illinois Research Center under the Computer Science for Every Learner grant. Working alongside a lot of teachers around the state of Illinois to bring professional development, focusing on computer science, so we can bring computer science into our English learner multilingual classroom. And then with me, I also have my colleague, Susan Garr. If you want to kind of say something or no?
My name's Susan. I'm with her.
Yeah. So today we're just going to be talking about how to raise our students in a digital world. Um, the internet, computers, everybody has devices. Everybody has their phones in the palm of their hand. I know I have my phone right here, always on the go. And today I kind of want to give an overview of like what a good digital citizen is. And we use the term good digital citizen. And it's basically also kind of in the same way as being a good citizen as well. So a couple of core characteristics is being respectful and empathize with others. And this all relates to being on the internet, being online, be responsible and safe, be a critical thinker, and balance technology.
And can I say,
Yeah.
all the stuff we're sharing with you is from some of Diana's brain herself, but also from the resource called commonsensemedia.org. And it's a free resource for all of us to use that helps us as parents, as teachers, as communities, educate our kids, educate ourselves about how we should, grow our kids up and grow ourselves with this digital world that's never going away, right? Things are happening very fast. So these are really important for us as our leaders in our communities, caretakers. We gotta keep it in ourselves. So we, the digital citizens, can play the movie or no?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Wait.
Kind of going with around what Susan said. Common Sense is a nonprofit organization that puts kids' safeties and well-being first. It is a great resource for teachers, but also they are working on creating resources for parents as well, and community leaders. There are videos that you can watch with your children and your students on it that kind of gets you started on learning a little bit more on how to manage the digital era that we're currently living in.
And it's a massive site, so it's kind of like, whoa, you gotta have like 5 hours, okay? But maybe break it down. But like, it has it by grade level. So I'm really caring about my kid, and she's in second grade. I'm gonna go check that out, right? Or I'm gonna bring this back to my bypass committee, and we're gonna create a unit. I mean, sorry, a unit in the teachers, right? We're gonna create a workshop for our community. Let's look through this and see what we can use. And they have like ready-made videos, like she said, ready-made lesson plans. They have a family engagement night, ready plan, okay? So that's something that we can really grab in Spanish and in English.
Yeah, and then there's also other different types of languages. Currently, we were lucky enough to be in a Common Sense professional development workshop where they talked about that they are focusing on the student perspective for the teacher resources, but they are going to also continue supporting the parent side as well. But I kind of wanted to give you an overview of how the Common Sense website works. Here's for media, and here's the parent guides. There are multiple parent guides here that there's different topics about AI toys, online, or how to set up parent controls on Roblox. I know Roblox is very huge with students right now. I know my nephews and nieces are always on it, and I actually created a account just so I can see what it's all about and kind of learn also. It's a great way to bring people together all over the world, but it's everyone. So we also have to be very cautious on who our students are talking to on these sort of sites. Also, same thing with TikTok. They have multiple articles on how to set parent controls on different websites. They also talk about social media and how to manage that as well. And again, there's parent guides. Where is Another thing that they recently also launched is they launched a parent guide for AI. That one's very important just because AI is upcoming and
Ever
it's
changing.
already here. It's not even around the
Yeah,
corner as well.
and it's constantly changing. So what
Yes,
do we need to know? You know.
exactly.
Right.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yes. So far, right now, what I've when I search up, I've noticed that it's just Spanish and English. There are some Arabic and I can't think of the other language, but there are different languages, and again, they're working to increase their capacity.
And it's free, and you do have to join, but that's the way they keep them their world safe. Right?
Yes.
They know who's online, who's there, who's visiting.
Okay, and then we also, so up here, as you can see in the tab, this is for parents, but there's also for educators. Even though if you're not a teacher, parents, I believe, are educators as well. They're the first educators that our students have. So there is other like lessons about AI literacy, computer science that you can watch with your students. We're actually going to go back to our presentation and we're going to watch a video that we is going to explain digital citizens a little bit more with a fun song.
Yeah, and with everything we're showing is like an activity you can either do to showcase to parents or you can do with your own kid. And they have the videos and they have every age, like all the way up to high school. So it's very, very a good resource. Okay.
Yes, and also talking about resources, Susan and I actually created a document. That's what the QR code is that she passed around earlier. It's the QR code. You can scan it, and then we kind of took a lot of things from common sense that we think that you parents should know, and just great resources. So you're welcome to scan the QR code and kind of search and kind of dig through whatever resource we provided. But here's the video. Let's play it.
This is awesome.
We, the digital citizens, with our hands up in the air, pledge to travel safely when we click from here to there. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to see a different country or a pretty ocean scene. If you've ever seen a sloth or a pic of Auntie Sue, just go online and check them out. Remember what to do. Always ask a grown-up before you go online. It's good to set a limit and keep track of your time. That's right. Keep your info private like your name and your address. And always find a grown-up if you're scared or you're stressed. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to play an awesome puzzle game or watch a soccer team. So go online and check them out. Remember what to do, to do, to do, to do. Always pause and think when visiting a site. Only talk to friends you know and never start a fight. Okay. It's fun to have a screen to laugh and play with friends, but if it's nice, go outside and find the rainbow's end. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to be a part of something great, whatever you can dream. Remember that you took this pledge to be your best online. So stick with the Dig Citizens, and together, you will shine.
So the truth is, as we all know, all these things that we have, like Diane even said earlier, the cell phone, the tablet, the computer, the laptop, the game system, they're such awesome tools for communication, for entertainment, right? But also they can be distractions to what's important, like getting outside or doing your homework or whatever. But they have an invaluable ability to connect us to others and allow ourselves to be creative and curious, right? So how do we guide our kids and ourselves to use these devices in healthy and responsible ways, right? They're big deals. It's like you're putting this in the kid's hand. Now, but that doesn't mean that the parents don't talk to them about it, right? It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be talking to them about it at school, at home, everywhere, about what this means.
Yeah. And I kind of want to emphasize the game system
Yeah.
a lot, just because you don't have a computer. A lot of kids have gaming systems. Like I walk in sometimes on my nephew just playing video games, but he's talking to someone. And I'm like, who are you talking to? And these are conversations that I encourage you to have with your students as well, because it's very important to know who they are talking to on the internet. In my case, my nephew was talking to someone from school, because that's how they connect. After school, they just hang out. But there are other people out there. Like I said, beautiful resource. Technology brings us all together, but also we don't know who is on the other side.
Yeah, fun fact, okay, I failed at this, okay, this is why I'm doing this now, okay? Because I was a failure. My kid one time, I woke up in the middle of the night, and he's like in middle school, and he's like, I go downstairs and I see his eyeballs are like this, and he's online doing video games, he never went to sleep, I have no idea. And then he's talking to some dude who's like, sounds like an older man person, you know? And I was like, holy, you know, like, okay, I'm slow, you know what I mean? Like, that was really harsh, and that can really happen. So he's not getting his sleep. He's talking to people who knows what that guy was talking about. I have no idea, you know? It's just, what is these kids doing around, you know? Okay.
And then, going through the video, you saw a couple of characters. And what Common Sense did is that they kind of broke it down. So each one, as you progress through the lessons, or teachers progress through the lessons, and they touch upon like privacy, password, safety, AI, and stuff like that. Each, their digital citizens are the arms, the guts, the feet, legs, heart, and head. So those are their characters.
Right, and you see they're all representing, like, legs are like standing up where others getting bullied online. Heart is knowing to be kind outside of the online world and inside the online world. And head is the truth, knowing when this is false news, knowing when you might be being scammed, you know what I mean, being,
Yeah.
you know, curious about that and knowing what that means.
And arms is balance,
Right,
guts is safety,
Safety,
and
yeah.
feet is footprints.
Your digital footprint. And
Your digital
what's fun is,
footprint.
like, let's say you have a family night or you have your 5-pack things and the kids are with you. They also have these cute like coloring things. The kids can color them, and you know, and they can learn about them or watch the video, or they can just be coloring them while the parents are learning. There's a lot of creative ways you could do this. Right. All right, so here's our conversation starters that we're going to try. So one of the activities they do on a family night is they have these conversation starters that I gave you. And so someone in your row will have one, okay? If you want some more, they can come on. Yeah, I'll do it again. So let's just take like maybe 3 minutes that you're going to do this turn and talk with a partner. Here's the question they have. And the way they use this activity is they have the kids and the parents talking together. Okay, so again, this is kind of our piece of cake that the way we're going to do this best is we're going to actually be open and honest with our kids and our people about what our values are and what we want to do. So you're basically gonna turn and talk with your partner, and like we can do one together. It's really funny. So for example, they have these games like Never Have I Ever, Would You Rather. Okay, so this one's thumbs up, thumbs down, and you read the prompt together with your kid or with your colleagues, and it says, okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. A player makes a mistake in a game. And in the chat, another player says it's okay, they can try again. Follow up. So is that thumbs up, thumbs down? Is that the way we should respond, or is that not a good idea? What do you think? Yeah, it is. This person says thumbs up. So then you can start talking about it. If someone is mean online, what steps can I take? So you're talking to your students, your kids, your community. What do we stand for as a community? How do we want that to be? And so you're making it clear, right? We're making it transparent. We have conversations, and we have to have conversations and conversations on conversations, right? Because with our kids, right, what is it always? Remind, rewind, remind, rewind, because sometimes they don't get it the first time. And then it says, did you know there are robot explorers on Mars that can send pictures back to Earth? Whammy. What's great about this is this Common Sense Media place is constantly saying how great this digital world is that we have, and it's amazing and great, you know, so much we can do with it, but yet we have to be careful, right? So it's that balance, and that's what we're doing. So that's, you guys right now, you're going to play the game with your people around you. You're going to read a card and just have a conversation and see what it takes. So just read it yourself. You don't want to talk to anybody.
are all the cards, right?
No, they have. I did a bunch of them. That's
Yeah.
just examples.
All right.
We
So
can-
where do
so
I
we'll wrap
skip?
it up.
So
I
here?
think we start. Yeah, we start. We do. Yeah, right here.
Uh-huh.
So this is what I gave them. Okay. And then this, and we don't have. We can also just say here's meals, blah blah blah, and then family. It's just here. Look at this. That's it.
Yeah.
And then, all right. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, so what are some of the issues that came up? Quickly, like, just say it out loud. What was your issue about? I read one about social media. What did you read about?
Screen time.
Screen time.
Very
Okay,
important.
Yeah, what else? Too many text messages. AI. Okay. Video games. And then also, I read one before about too many late night text messages. Like, oh my God, you're on your phone still? That's not right. Okay, so, what we're trying to say here is, oh my gosh, it's so vast, right? There's so many ways our kids could be infected, impacted, and invested in their social media world. So one of the interesting things to think about is, what do I want my kids to know about media and tech? And how am I communicating this to them? Like, I might have my values, but I might not be having that conversation, when you can, because we're all so busy, right? We're picking kids up, we're going to work, we're doing all these things. So, and then what are my values and how do media and tech impact them? So what habits am I modeling for our kids? We have to look at what's happening in my household. I might have an older kid living with me and he's on his phone all the time, and then my younger kid sees that and thinks that's okay, that's like permission. Or I might be on my phone all the time. So it's like, how do we make sure we're communicating things verbally and physically, right? What do my kids want me to know about media? What do my kids want me to know? Yes, teacher. Exactly. Like, what do you think for Christmas? Right. I know. And that's why we have to, like, our whole world has to take a pause and think, right? So what's funny is when Common Sense Media tells us what do my kids want me to know about media and tech, and what is it, Diane? Go to the next slide. Our kids want us to know that this is my social hub, right? That I have a digital identity, and it's important to me to be on Snapchat. It's important for me to be on whatever the latest thing is that I have no clue about, right? And then I pay attention to your screen habits. So let's figure out this together, right? So what we want them to know is balance screen time with real life activities, understand the risks of social media, think before you share, and don't believe everything you see or read online. Definitely don't. Remember, it's a propaganda machine. You know what I'm saying? All right. And the biggest message, like I said before, that Common Sense Media and we want us to know and think through is we can thrive in a digital world. We just have to be active, right? We can. And we can also support each other, right, in the community. Okay. Now, here we go, safety.
Yeah, so now we're going to talk a little bit about internet safety and what keeps us safe while we navigate the digital world exactly. And the first thing I wanted to start with was kind of explaining what data is. Data is information, and data is everywhere. Data is being collected, it's being organized, it is being used to understand and have a better understanding of when we make decisions. So a couple of examples here you can see on the screen of what type of data. Data is what surveys collect, whether it's your name or an answer to a question that they ask. It is when your doctor sends you a survey saying like, oh, how did my office do? It's when Amazon asks you, how is the product? When you just click the stars, you're just adding data to their networks. And I just wanted to kind of think about that. Data, we give data to everyone. Everyone has given data. Like today, for example, we had to have your name because we need to know who's here today. We know your district. That's data. So just kind of think like I wanted to give you an understanding of what that is. Just like we have data, our students have data. So here are some examples. So there's 3 things that I want to talk about today because there's so many other things, but these are the 3 things that I personally identified. So keep personal information private. These are very important to kind of ask our students, our children, to keep their information private. Someone online should not be asking for their legal name. They should not be asking what what school they go to or what park they hang out at. They should not be asking their personal address or information, their emails, especially emails, because that's where we get all of our spam. That leads me on to the second one. Be careful with what you click. We have to make sure that our students are on safe websites. We have to make sure that they understand that, like, not every link, they should not click every link. They could get a certain email, but thankfully our districts do a good job at keeping those type of emails out of our students' accounts. But we don't know if they have a private account. Or I mean, do any of your students, maybe the older ones, I know I had to make another account because I would not be using my CPS email to create, like, I don't know, my Facebook or my social media stuff. So these are conversations that I encourage you to have. I see your question, and I will get to you. These are the type of conversations that I would encourage you as parents and leaders to have with your students, making sure that they do not share personal information and they're not clicking on random links. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right.
100%. Yes. Especially, this is why we also don't share our phone numbers to random people, because my dad actually got a call saying that they had, like, myself and my mother kidnapped or something, and they wanted money. And he's old fashioned, and he has a flip phone, so it's not like he can just pull up by my and find my location. Nobody was home, unfortunately, that day, but he was very scared. So please, yes, no phone numbers or stuff like that.
I will actually say, I'm in financial crime sector myself. Like, we do financial crime investigations. One thing I will say for technology perspective, like video games like Roblox or Minecraft, like I spoke with my son about it, and I will highly encourage all of you guys to speak at schools or even like at home with your kids that I mean, you guys have heard there are like lawsuits against Roblox, especially, but besides the personal information, there's also financial perspective to that. So what these criminals are doing, they're utilizing these websites or like common video game platforms to trick kids into clicking into boxes like, you want a prize, click into like get your prize, or like whatever you want to, like whatever that is.
Right.
So click into this box so you can claim your prize. So a lot of times
Yes.
there are like viruses linked to those stuff. So if you have your bank information on that iPad or computer or whatever, like that's how they
That's how they have
your
it.
information.
Yes.
So I will highly, highly encourage you guys to talk to your kids about those stuff. Besides, some other things, but yeah.
You say don't play those games, or you say don't click on the pop-ups, or what do we say?
Right, yeah, do not click on the pop-ups that
right,
you,
okay.
that you don't know, and you don't know who, like, especially if you don't know who you're talking to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some schools have made it a policy, no phones, right? And many schools have not. And there's actually on the common sense media website, there's like a whole thing about banning phones from schools that are a parent resource to help you think about how you can start, you know, starting that conversation at your school with your district, whatever it is. But here, I think it's based on districts, right?
Yes. Yes.
But put away like in your locker or put away.
They depending on the school, they collect them or they put them in their locker. They lock them up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even if it is a rule, I was in class last year, the kids have the phone everywhere. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think you're, I think that's an excellent point you bring up, and there is stuff on the website about it, and I could try to add it to the
Done.
resource thing we gave you that I can add more to it and look that stuff up for you so you can see it, but yeah. Is someone
Okay.
raising their hand? Right. And that's the problem, it's never reinforced the same, and what happens is the teachers do become the police, and that's not, then what I'm just worrying about that, and I'm not teaching anything, it's really stressful, especially if you have ADHD.
Yeah. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about how ISB is taking care of our students' data as well. But when it comes to phones, they're not being allowed, from my understanding. Illinois passed a law saying that they shouldn't have their phone on them. But when it comes to having a tablet, there are websites that are blocked. And I'm pretty sure Roblox and like all social media is probably blocked from your
Yeah, it
students'
is.
websites and computers. So all they really have access is to their Gmail and educational websites when it comes to that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Police officer, yeah.
Right. What if there's an emergency, what time, you know?
Yeah. Yes. It's definitely pros and cons. Yeah.
We're gonna get to like family planner things that you may already know about, but like for your case, like I'm saying, that might be something that looks different. I would review it.
And then the last, and then the last one is to be kind, to talk to our students to be kind, and because cyberbullying is still a thing.
Yeah.
They still, they post something on social media, and unfortunately, there's some mean comments out there. So just remind them to be kind online, and if something does come up, kind of create a bond with your student to make sure that there's a trust between you, that they feel comfortable letting you know something is happening. So what information you should tell your students not to share? These are a couple of ones that I kind of outlined. If there's anything that you think should be up on this list, let me know. But full legal name, an email address. No stranger should be asking for your home address, your school name. Like we're playing Roblox here. Like, why do you need to know where I go to school? Or the address of it. your location, phone number, password, and again, we're just kind of encouraging you to have conversations with our students because their safety, not only on the streets and in school, but also in the digital world, is also very important. And then, kind of going back to your question, the state of Illinois has something called SOPA, which is the Student Online Personal Protect Act. So this is where all the data that's being collected within the school, whether they use different websites and stuff like that, each vendor has to go through an agreement with the state of Illinois saying, you will not be sharing my students' information. You will not use this information for anything bad. Everything has to stay there because we're really big on privacy. And there are a lot of websites out there that do collect a lot of data, whether it's their email, their phone number, their address, and stuff like that, but they cannot share it. And according, back in 2000, I think, in 19, there was a new, Governor Pritzker passed a law that, or added on to SOPA, saying that if there is a breach, your district and your school is required to let parents know within 30 days, I believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're letting you know right away, hopefully. But they are required to let you know if there's a breach. Okay, and then AI, very important. That is, our students are probably using that for homework, or we're probably using it if you have Siri or Alexa. That's AI. It's collecting your data or kind of like getting to know you. And that's why I kind of reminded you, like I started with data. Everything's being collected. Everything's data. Who here has clicked on or gone to a website and then all of a sudden sees an ad on Facebook or Instagram or just anywhere? Like I searched up like a present for Mother's Day and all of a sudden I'm getting ads for like get flowers. So artificial intelligence, I'm just going to read it off of here. Artificial intelligence is technology that allows machines to mimic some aspects of human thinking. AI systems can recognize patterns, make predictions, generate content, and automate tasks. It's shaping our students' world. From videos they watch to tools they use in school, AI is everywhere, from YouTube videos recommendations to virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa. What AI is not. AI is not magic. It relies on human input and outside or oversight. That is very important to know. AI would not be AI without our data, without our pieces of information. They are collecting that, and then they build upon that. That's how they make predictions. So when we go to Google, and I want to show you how AI works. So I'm gonna. Hey, when is the? I'm just gonna leave it at W. So AI is already predicting what I might want to know. What I want to know is when the World Cup is. But I recently went to a White Sox game, so that's kind of creepy that White Sox is up there. And then they also have other things. These are the things that are most searched by people around the world or people who use Google. My question is the third one. But I want to show you that all that information, every single time someone searches something up, that is stored. And then that is used later on to make predictions. And that's how AI works. And then I also have a little game that I'm gonna show you how it is, that I use with a couple of my students to kind of understand how AI works. They love this game. So this game is like a quick draw. So they're gonna tell me to draw something, and their AI is gonna have to guess it. And I have 20 seconds. So let's see how I'm not the best drawer, so I'm really putting myself out there. This is my vulnerable place right now, but I'm gonna show you. So I have 20 seconds to draw a keyboard. So this is me giving
I see
them,
garden hose.
this is me giving data.
Oh, I know. It's computer keyboard.
It knows it. So now I'm gonna go draw a strawberry.
I see circle. Or moon. Or blueberry. Or swimming pool. Oh, I know. It's strawberry.
It's strawberry. So now let's see. I don't even know how to represent yoga, but
I see line. Or eraser. Or canoe.
I'm gonna draw a
Or
person.
mouse. Or speedboat.
I don't know if they're gonna
I
guess
see
it.
sleeping bag.
Uh,
Oh, I know. It's yoga.
So now I'm gonna do a start,
Oh, I know. It's star.
a watch. Let's see how fast they can guess this.
I see circle. Or baseball bat. Or sword. Or marker. I see screwdriver. Or nail. Or magic wand.
Maybe I'm not the best drawer.
Or
That looks
golf
like a watch,
club.
right?
I see matches. Or satellite. Sorry, I couldn't guess it.
I beat AI.
I see circle. Or potato. Or nail.
I'm drawing this mic right now, so they can't say anything.
I see hammer. I see pizza.
What else is it looking for?
Sorry, I couldn't guess it.
So that's me providing data to them. This is how I visualize all these different drawings. And then at the end, when you click on something, so let's say they really guess the keyboard really fast. So I'm gonna click on this. They're using other people's data to guess mine. So that's how kind of AI works. And this is how I explain to my students. Like we play this game all the time and they love it. But yeah, these are other drawings. And then let me go back. I want to see where this watch one is. Look, mine looks the same. How did they not get that? I think we could all agree that's a watch. And then also microphone, like I think I did pretty good. It's on them. Okay. Well, this is another great resource that we'll probably add to the document, that QR code that we gave you, that if you want to play with your kids online and kind of like understand. It's just fun to talk about AI. Okay. Okay, AI is not always accurate. We should never believe everything that we see on the internet. And AI is not replacing teachers. It's just mean to assist. So the way that our students are kind of using AI, and I'm going to kind of talk about high school students because I feel like high school are, maybe everybody is, but high schools are using ChatGPT, which is an AI that helps, you ask a question and it generates a lot of answers. So the way that your students should not be using AI is they should not be asking AI to write them 2 paragraphs about the solar system. They should write their own paragraphs and then ask AI, hey, how does this sound? And they can also provide the prompt that that the teacher gave them. That's how AI is supposed to work.
Yeah, like you can ask, like, what do I need to know to write about the solar system? And AI could assist, like, make sure you say this, this, and this, but it's not writing the sentences. And then they take that information and they write up what they're thinking. It's like it could reinforce the lesson from the day, right? But not if they have to do it themselves, because then they're not going to develop those critical thinking skills that writing can bring to you as you grow as humans, right?
Yes. Okay. All right. So now you guys have cards that we passed out. If you don't, we'll pass them out again. Just partner next to you, kind of have a conversation. The cards are in English, but here I have them translated up here. So just look at the number if you have an English one, but need a Spanish one, and look at the number, and this is the question.
out the other things, really. You know what I mean? Like, so these are the tools to help you,
Yeah.
you know, so you can just say that or whatever, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a tool that can help you model engagement, and then the planners, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying not to speak. All right, like 15 more seconds. Do the clap thing. Do the clap thing. Do the clap thing. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're running out of time, and I love that, we were able to provide this space to all of you to have these conversations and kind of open this up. So what is my role as a parent? And these are a couple of things that we kind of wanted to highlight. So talk regular with your students about what they're doing online and on their phone. Very important. We won't know what they're doing unless we talk to them, or unless we invade their privacy and just look through their phone, which I do that all the time sometimes. Set clear boundaries. So what that means is establish a screen time. I don't think our students should be on their phone for like more than 8 hours. That is one third of the day. That's a lot. Make sure that you go through approved apps. So like, let's say, hey, you cannot use TikTok, you cannot use this. Have those types of conversations with your students. If you don't feel like you know enough about an app, I encourage you also to do your own research. There are parental controls that we should learn about. Common Sense is a very good resource that has a lot of them and will show you how to look up parental controls on your student's phone. Check privacy settings. I don't know about you, but when I make an account, I do not read the agreement. I don't know what I'm agreeing to. I might be, telling them that I'm going to name my child Nike or something. I don't know. But I would go through those settings. Sometimes there are settings that are like, hey, you have agreed that we can share your data. A lot of social media stuff do that. So I would encourage you to kind of go into the privacy settings and kind of look what you have agreed on or what's clicked. There's always options to opt out of it. And then just recognize red flags. If you know your student is hiding their phone when you walk into the room, or if your student is sad, recognize them. Again, cyberbullying is still a thing.
And don't be afraid to ground your child from the use of their phone, right? Take the phone away. Take it away. You're in charge. Okay.
The parents are afraid, and so are teachers.
Oh, yeah. And then here are some healthy screen habits. Set limits on screen time. Balance with sleep, play, and family time. I don't know about you, but I don't like when my nephew's on his phone when I'm trying to have a conversation with him over dinner.
So Common Sense Media calls that pause for people. We always pause for people. So if my kid comes in the kitchen, I put my phone away. You know what I mean? And pause for people.
Yes, and no screens before bedtime. Use parental controls. Explore applications at websites together. So like, you can identify if there's like a blinking box that's like click me, like you were saying, or you want a free prize. Kind of explain that to your student that that's not always accurate. We should not trust everything that we see on the internet. And then keep devices in shared spaces. Like you should not. Maybe your student shouldn't have a computer in their bedroom. Maybe it should be in the living room, so they don't have access to it, so they'll be able to go to sleep. Or
Maybe when they go to sleep, their phone goes to sleep. You know what I mean? Or maybe when it's time to wind down for the night, their phone is then plugged in a shared space and not taken in their bedroom with them at night. I've heard a lot of stories.
yes, oh yes, I know.
If I could do it over, oh my God. Okay. So keep in mind, technology is not only changing how kids learn and connect in the world, it might actually be making it harder for them to develop essential human social skills at the exact same time they need to be building them, right? If our kids aren't engaging with people person to person, they're going to lose that ability. If they're not getting outside and doing things and their brain needs that, right? And they can have cell phone time, but not all the time, right? How do we balance it? So in your packets, we have a couple things about, these are like their acronym for what is healthy tech and media. Well, it's meals. What's the meals of media and tech? It's model, set a good example, engage, have conversations about the content, watch the content with them, have conversations about what you saw. Not all screen time is the same. Adjust screen time that it's high quality and not just a bunch of, what do you call it, junk food going in their brain. And then limit, like we're going to set healthy rules. They're not going to like it. It's going to be hard, we know that. But then how do we be consistent with the limitations? And then how do we support each other? That's why we got to bring this back to the schools where we teach other parents about it so that we're talking about the same thing in our community. We have like, partners in crime that we're doing this for our kids to help get them healthier, right? You can go past this one. So anyways, this is in your packet, and go to the next one. You keep going, go to the circle thing. Oh, I know, we lost it.
This.
Anyway, this is one of the strategies, a tool that they have for you to use with your kids, where you're actually talking to kids about what do we like to do, what do we have to do. Let's plan this out. And X is when we don't have any kind of tech, and T is when we use tech. Because remember, watching a movie is tech, right? In the screen time. So this is a way to lay it out with your family and maybe make a plan and have it on your refrigerator or on your big wall. This is how we're rolling it out now. We're gonna spend more time together, and then that's in your packet. It's also in the resource that you can get to. And then what's the next thing? Oh, one of the best things you can with the video, maybe, is that okay?
Yeah.
One of the things to help kids know is when is it time to stop. And this is for little kids, but it's hilariously cute. And it's this idea of, so I have 15 minutes on that's it, I have 15 minutes, pause, breathe, finish up, and this is a cute video you can play. There are handouts in the back of the room and bookmarks if you want to take one, and we got to figure out how to do the raffle.
Oh yeah.
Technology is so cool. I love playing games, watching funny videos, and learning new things. Sometimes it's hard for me to say goodbye to my device, especially when I'm having so much fun. But I followed 3 simple steps. Pause, breathe, finish up.
Now you try.
Pause. Breathe. Finish up.
Let's try that again, but this time a little faster.
Pause. Breathe. Finish up.
UK and everything where kids are all chanting these songs. It's hilarious. So they've adapted it into the curriculum. So we could bring it back to our schools and say, how can we use this?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this real quick?
Yeah, so again, here's another tool that they have online that is in your resource packet. It's the family planner. So you sit down and you use this with your kid and you talk about it. so what are we gonna do? And everybody agrees to something, you know, and we plan it out. Now, I know this is ideal, we all don't have the time to do this all the time, but maybe knowing how the tech is just all over the place, maybe it is time to
Oh,
pause
no.
ourselves and reflect and think about how we wanna bring this back to our kids, okay, and our community. Okay, we're gonna do a create, oh, you wanna say something?
Oh yeah, and then these are just books that Common Sense kind of recommends to start with your students about having conversations about the internet and technology.
Yeah, we'll share the slides.
We will share the slides, and also this presentation is also being recorded. So I don't know where it's going to be, but we will let you know.
But I'm just saying, and then those resources, but this is something that you can also take back to your BPAC committee and say, hey, we gotta do this, we gotta bring this in.
Yeah.
And maybe this summer, you can plan workshops to do the next year or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna do oh, I love this. Okay, we'll leave you with what is your digital superhero power? So you do the first letter of your name, and then that's your digital hero. So if your name starts with a P, you're a password protector, okay?
I'm a data defender.
Oh, you are?
I am a data defender.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm a screen great star.
I see that.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so does anybody have any questions for us? We do have a couple of minutes before we have to, wait, do we have a couple of minutes?
We're rattling off. This book is about a couch potato who only wants to be a couch potato, and then they have to go out because they're always on their phone and playing video games, and then they finally go outside and they break the habit, and they're so happy they break the habit. Okay.
All right, so I have a number that I generated that we're going to do a raffle where we forgot tickets. We apologize. But, yeah, we could do those. So the person who screams out this number will get the prize. No. Oh, it's between 1 to 100.
33.
I can't hear everybody.
28.